grab a drink, because this is Hangover Time.
Funny enough, I just realized my audio's messed up. So this is kind of just like the Heat game. Like we're just
here on vibes.
We're just here.
Our bodies are here. We're just here so we do not get fined.
Okay, wait. Okay, am I better now?
Yeah.
All right, listen. Figure it out on the fly like the Heat offense. Man, Heat lose to a Chicago team that's lost 4 in a row, that's really been struggling. But listen, the Heat have won 4 in a row, but they haven't really looked that impressive at all in this 4-game win streak. They've been piecemealing a lot of games together. The offense has not looked great at all. They've just been figuring shit out. And when you play a talented team, the Bulls are still talented. Like, you look up and down that roster, they got a lot of talented dudes, and you're missing 3 starters. And, you got, a bunch of G League call-ups, and you got a bunch of undrafted guys. They have little to no margin for error, and there's a lot of guys missing a lot of shots. There is zero rim pressure from anyone not named Bam Adebayo. Like, nobody is getting past anybody. We thought Vic would fix some of that. Vic ain't fixing none of that shit. He ain't getting by nobody. He's playing some great defense, but that dude is not. I mean, he can't get the first step on anyone. I mean, Andre Drummond was out there locking his ass up. Like, it's a lot of perimeter, and if they're not hitting at a historic clip from 3, they are not putting up enough points to win the game. I am Alphonse Sidney, a.k.a. Alf954. Welcome into Hangover Time, the Miami Heat postgame show. If you're watching live on Twitch at twitch.tv/Miami Heat Beat, we love you. Thank you. Keep subscribing, sending bits, doing all that good shit. You guys are the best. The chat's lit. We have a great time. If you're watching live on the 5 Reasons Sports YouTube page, we love you as well. Thank you for tuning in. You guys have been much nicer to us lately. We appreciate that shit, especially during Heat losses.
Seriously.
Like, you would think. I mean, like, after
words
loss,
hurt.
like, everyone, you guys have been really mean sometimes. But listen, you've been better lately. Somebody else said they prefer Ethan. Yeah, you tune in to 5 Reasons Sports. Of course, you prefer Ethan, but Ethan needs days off too. And if you're watching the replay either on 5 Reasons Sports YouTube or the Miami Heat Beat YouTube, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, but always try to catch us live. We be having fun, chat be lit, having a good time. Bring me out, Brian. Yes, that's right. I said Brian. No brass jazz tonight. He took the night off for rest and conditioning, just like most of the starters. My God, guys, how many more games with like 7 available motherfuckers are we going to do this season? Like, damn, bro. Like,
that
damn.
Shit is so hard this summer. Like, I expected them to not be great, but to not be great and have 6.5 motherfuckers every night, like, it's too much.
Come on.
Girl, what a half.
No,
what a half.
Tonight was
What
unacceptable.
a half. Like,
Tonight was unacceptable, though.
The half be slow sometimes.
I mean, y'all for real, though. Why we acting like we surprised?
Come on, y'all.
I mean, nobody's surprised.
But like you said, Alf, everybody was like, the Bulls is trash, this and that. They got talent.
Yeah. And when you literally tonight, you had how many guys who have been drafted by an NBA team?
Yes.
I think you had 4 guys, and one of them was Jovic, and he didn't play. He played 1 minute. So you had 3 NBA draftees, I believe. Was Haywood Highsmith drafted?
No.
Better not have been.
I highly doubt it.
Look up and down. Highsmith, undrafted. Strus, undrafted. Robinson, undrafted. Kane, undrafted. Dedmon, undrafted. Orlando Robinson, undrafted. You had 3 drafted players tonight. Like, come on. Like, at some point.
But I keep saying, Alf, everybody keeps saying it's the same team. It's this and this ain't last year.
Hell no, baby.
And I don't know. And I don't know why people keep expecting last year to happen. Like, you got your Miracle Whip last year. You got it. Now, guess what? Ooh, maybe somebody should learn to take a jump shot that's within the semicircle.
Maybe somebody can the fucking rim. Get too deep.
It's there. I'm just saying. Maybe if I take a jump shot, maybe Bond will crash the boards.
I just feel like they were drawing shit up to get things toward the rim in the first half, and then the second half we just stopped doing
this. This is what we saw.
Listen,
passing it out.
Tiff, I completely agree with you, but where I get pissed off and where we are not the team that can be going into games underestimating people. We are not that roster, people.
I don't think they underestimated people.
I don't
think they did.
I think they came in tonight thinking that
No,
they
they
were
didn't.
no matter what.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
I think
They lost.
I don't think tonight wasn't. I think there have been those nights, Moose. I think there's
Right.
been a lot of those nights,
But it wasn't
where they
tonight.
took an opponent lightly. I think they came in tonight knowing they were facing a talented team that's been through a lot of shit. You know, like this Heat team after the fight on the bench last season, and they came into this game. What's your boy, light skin boy? What's his name? Zach Levine had a bunch of shit to prove. Like these guys had stuff to prove tonight, and they proved it on our ass because we're out here limping to the finish line with 8 guys, 3 NBA players.
I'm not saying
Chicago for this.
Right. I'm not saying Smokey Robinson should have got minutes tonight.
He should have.
Because I'm not a coach.
But Dedmon wasn't even your problem, though.
But I'm just saying, though, that's another young, fresh body.
Yeah.
Who is Smokey Robinson? That's the name. Who is? I don't know that one from you.
Orlando.
Orlando Goins. Let's go ahead and find out who kicked our ass.
Lando.
They kicked our ass.
Moose.
Like Orlando Goins. I love that. That's a soulful singer right there.
Orlando.
Let me tell you something. The entire Bulls kicked our ass, but I'm gonna go Vucevic, man. That guy was fucking making it look easy out there.
When you're posting up Tyler Hero,
Had no answer for him.
You don't always need to switch.
we need a big ass Kyle Lowry in there.
Yes, we did. We did.
Tiff, who kicked our ass tonight?
I mean, he already took my answer, so I'm gonna go over here where I think everybody was at this morning that didn't play. Fucking Avatar. I feel like they all went and saw Avatar, set for 3 hours, and they old as hell, so knees locked up, ankles locked up. They got stiff. The 3D, exactly. They started feeling bad for Native Americans because James Cameron on his dumb shit again. That's what happened.
This is good. Brian, clip this. Send it to the StreamBeat account, please.
Okay.
Orlando Goins.
Yeah, that's right.
Who kicked our ass tonight?
Let's see. I want to say the old Miami Heat kicked her ass, but Derek Jones Jr. only had 2 points, and Goran had 8. So I mean, that's 10. I mean, I guess Miami lost by 10. So yeah, they kicked her ass.
The former Heat players. Siobhan, who kicked our ass tonight?
I'm gonna say that Twilight extra, Mr. Zach Levine, because I mean,
shit,
Light Bright himself.
He's shimmering.
Tell me he's not the racially ambiguous like Twilight extra. Like he should have been like, he was the brother in Twilight.
Jericho's veins in his face. Shit is weird. Sorry.
Say he neon.
Yeah, clear ass.
That nigga's fluorescent.
Yeah, fluorescent is the word.
Beyonce said large skin, brown skin, beige, fluorescent beige, bitch.
What are those sea creatures at the bottom of the sea who learn bioluminescent? That's what
bioluminescent motherfucker. Yes,
that motherfucker glows in the dark. Can't laugh at that. You know what I will say, and it's gonna sound it's hustle, man. Like there was so many like Alex Caruso. Let's just take Alex Caruso then.
Yeah, because
Alex Caruso was hustling. Like Bam comes down with a board, Alex Caruso pops it out of his hand. Yep. There's been too many times.
Yep.
Bam Adebayo, you big strong some bitch. When you get a rebound, hold on to that motherfucker for half a second. Bitch. Secure that bitch before you start looking up court. Like you ain't Kyle Lowry, motherfucker. Stop that shit. Get the ball, secure it, and figure some shit out before you start looking up court. Because they be slapping the shit out of his hands all the fucking time. And it was happening all night long. The hustle balls, the 50-50 shit, that he got none of that. And like they look lethargic, like people who had just come from watching Avatar. To your point, Tiff, like they look lethargic and
they didn't show up.
And you know what else? Listen, there was a point in the game where it's Vic and Bam standing right next to each other, and they're arguing over if they should switch back to Vooch and Levine. And Bam's on Levine, Vooch is on Vic. Vooch is out here at the 3-point line, not looking to go nowhere. Levine's driving, and Bam finally wants to switch to a big. And you know what Levine does while they arguing? Takes his ass right to the layup. It's like, Bam, the one time your ass should be guarding a perimeter player as he drives to the rim, you out here arguing with Vic. Fuck you doing?
Just backwards.
And after that, the Caruso steal, he goes out to the 3-point line. Bam does.
Yep.
You were the only motherfucker over 6'4" on the court.
I've been saying it.
Like, the corner 3. What are you doing?
We've been here for a couple seasons. Vooch got like 6 straight, like pop, pop, pop. Vic and his Kyle and his fat ass wouldn't have helped at all because Vic Vucevic is catching this shit up here.
No,
but I tell you what, though,
it's a vertical thing.
I tell you what, I tell you what, Reno 911 would have boxed the fuck out though.
What you're not going to do is this to Niecy Nash, not to my gay queen. What? Put that back on the screen. Oh man. It's a smile in his face and the hand.
Right?
Like, it just all goes together.
He's like, yes, queen.
What's up?
Yes.
But to be honest with you guys, like I was expecting this kind of outcome when you don't have Kyle, you don't have Gabe, you don't have Jimmy, you don't have Caleb. Like that's 4 guys in your main rotation that are out, and I'm not making excuses. What I am is saying, like, I'm kind of tired of this shit after a full season. Like, you finally get momentum. You're 1 game over 500. You're in the 7th seed, even though I think standings right now are stupid to look at. But you're in the 7th seed, and like you give away a game, Moose. That I don't. Jimmy got the shits, right? Kyle's knees bothering.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
I'm not hating. But at some point, like you have to have these games. Like the Bulls were vulnerable, and you gave them one, and you gave an Eastern Conference a competition. You gave them life, and there was no. I feel like somebody could have got their ass up and tried to play tonight.
But this is exactly what I was saying at the beginning, that they came in lethargic. They came in thinking we have enough and we'll be able to just gut this out because we're the home team. No, that's not the way it is, especially when you're down all those starters that you had just mentioned, especially when you're down Jimmy, who's we all know Jimmy, when he's active, this is a completely different team. It's when he's not playing that they look like the type of team that's going to be struggling for a playoff spot. So you can't have these slow starts out of the gates, especially when it's a home game against somebody that's going to be fighting for you for maybe that last spot, at least right now. It's just frustrating. These are the games that you're supposed to have. There's no excuses for talking about starting off slow. First quarter and third quarter, between the two, they were negative 26 in those 2 quarters. Negative 26. Yeah, you can't do that.
Like coming out the locker room, the starters, they just ask. Like,
at that point, you're literally beating yourself.
Yeah, Tiff, like what does UD do? Is he throwing chairs at motherfuckers' knees this year? Like what is happening in the locker room? Like negative 26 in 2 quarters. I mean, that's the game.
Look at fucking Spo.
Man, that's how I was looking at Spo all night.
Is that what Jimmy ate that gave him the shits?
But Tiff, can
call a
play when nobody can get into the paint?
I'm not gonna say nobody could get into the paint. I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say nobody on the court can read the angles in the paint right now. That's what I'm going to say. Because I'm watching from my TV, and I see some 15-foot jump shots right there for the taking. Miss it. Who cares? Take it. Or guess what? Get a little bit closer. Everybody has a fucked up finger roll on the Heat. Everybody. None of it's pretty.
Or
the push shot. Exactly.
The Florida game is absent.
Exactly. You listen, make it, miss it, take it. That's the whole thing. You got to take some of those shots. I just don't understand. And listen, I'm not going to get into the way the team is built because it's ass backwards. But it is what it is. You can't do nothing about it. But truth be told, if I'm dribbling the ball and I see Max or Duncan or Vic flying to the corner, and you already missed 3, I'm not passing it to you. I'm gonna go to somebody else, and it's okay. I'm gonna go to somebody else because why not? Why not give somebody else some other opportunities to shoot instead of doing the same shit over and over? Pass the ball 4 times, hit the corner, pass it back. Tyler dribbles for 5 seconds. You got 4 seconds left. Dunk is in the corner. Now I got to force Duncan to take a 3 with 2 seconds left on the shot clock as he's fading away and the defender running at him. That's the offense. What, kicking the foot.
He's swaggy.
I mean, how many late in the clock threes have we seen, Siobhan?
It's annoying. It's really bad. It's frustrating to watch, and it doesn't make sense. I'm gonna agree with Tiff a little bit. I don't think that they can't get into the paint. They're just kind of not. And you mentioned in your opening that like we thought Vic was gonna help some of it, and he's been pissing me off because he's had the first step and is like yanking
and
shit back. I'm like, why are you doing that?
The pullback.
You this way, like you go that way, and you have it. And so I don't know what you're snatching shit back from. I don't know why we're jacking threes. But then to your point, Tiff, too, about like draw some shit up in the first half. They were running a lot of like arching things, a lot of backdoor like up screens, and they were getting people on the backdoor cuts. Defense was flying out, and we're getting people to the rim. We're getting layups. Missed a bunch of layups in the first quarter, missed some shit in the second quarter, but like they at least were doing things. They had a stretch where like they weren't scoring, but it felt like it had some energy. It felt like it had a purpose, and they just kind of weren't connecting or were missing little passes or whatever. And then they just go away from it. And I don't know if it's like, oh, well, you know, it looks like this could work, but we ain't making passes, or we're going to do something completely different, which is jack up a bunch of threes, which we have not been shooting well all season. So that comment earlier that was said, you know, leaning into the offense was the biggest lie of all season. But I bet you don't have the people to lean into the offense. And you can't lean. You cannot lean with it. You can't do that without the personnel to do it. You don't have enough vertical pressure. The shooters aren't shooting well. And so what the fuck was it that you were leaning into if it wasn't going to be some creativity in the playbook, some different type of looks? And we're not doing that either. So like,
Vaughn, I've never seen a team be small all the time and slow. Like, I don't know how they do it. It is
small,
is
slow,
miracle.
and soft sometimes.
Small,
like,
slow, and unathletic. Like,
pick a struggle. We got 4
pick
struggles.
One. We got all the struggles. We got all the struggles.
It's a bold strategy. I think, you know, for a team that really wants to zig when others are zagging, it's not
pioneering. Ingenuity. I love it.
Moose,
don't go to me, man. I don't care about this game.
All right, Tiff. What's wrong with Max? Tiff, what's wrong with Max?
That's fair. What's up with Max?
What's wrong with Max?
The same thing. That's what I've been saying. At some point, he'll cool off. What else can he do?
That's it. He was doing other things last year. I don't get it. And what happened to the defense? Cool. Like there are times he's borderline unplayable, and it makes me feel like he must have an injury that we don't know about. But on this team, if you got an injury, you're out for 3 weeks. So I don't understand. I don't know what happened.
Well, either you're out for 3 weeks or you just run your leg off. Like there's no in between with this team.
Exactly.
I mean, okay.
So let's gutting the shit out is Max and Dedmon apparently.
Well, remember what Spo said. Remember what Spo said. If you could give me 19 minutes.
Just give it shit. I'll take it.
Didn't he say that? If you could give me 19 minutes, but he's struggling. There is no what happened. That's what happens sometimes. Like we forget. He is undrafted. He did all these things to work his ass off to get here.
I forget.
So there we go.
Carla Tiana, how is Dedmon supposed to rehab? We don't have a
there is no rehab.
Don't you lie to me, Ricky Bobby, Siobhan. Don't you lie to me, Ricky Bobby. They got other bigs.
Oh no, absolutely.
Orlando.
Listen, yo, bitch, they're not playing.
Orlando, just play them. You can't be worse off the fucking bench. You cannot be worse off the bench.
Orlando can give them
and Alf, to that point, can I just say this? Because I saw someone in the chat say Kane looks lost. Stop throwing Kane in with technically like he probably shouldn't even come in at this point. Put him in. Put him in real minutes and let him play.
Yeah.
8 minutes. And okay, so let's go like what I've seen from Duncan the last few games, it's kind of what I want to see from Duncan. I don't want to see no 36 minutes tonight. That's an abomination. That should never happen again. Like, I want to see 25 minutes. I want to see 14 points. But what I want to see from Duncan and from Spo is let that man play. That short leash is killing him. Yep. But you see how he plays. He hit his first one, missed his next 3. Because there's nobody else, there's no fear of coming out. So he keeps shooting. And then he went 4 for 8. He missed his last 4. That whole second half was shitty. That's the same thing with Jamal Cain right now. If you're going to play that man, play that man. Yeah. This nonsense of 4 minutes to spell who? Who we spelling?
Yeah. And what he can do, they desperately need. They need a kid that
just energy. You're not going to get it. And thank you. Energy, athleticism, emotion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, you're not doing the kid any. You're not doing the kid any favors by. No. And then think about this. He literally just came back up from the G League. So the poor guy's been on a bus up and back for like 6.5 minutes of activity.
You fucking with me. So now you playing with me. Now I feel like you don't respect me as a human because you fucking
messing with the Greyhound miles. Come on, man.
We done all went and watched Avatar after I done sat on a Greyhound for 18 hours. Like let me juice up, baby. Give me some pride.
I'm just saying.
I think watch that the first Avatar on his laptop.
Exactly. He had the DVD. He had the DVD. I'm just saying, what they need, they're horrible on the break. There's no speed. We're still getting out rebounded. We're getting out hustled. He has all those little, even if he scores no points, he gives you all those other intangibles that they need. Mm-hmm. And he's not getting the minutes to get it because the problem is you're not getting any consistency if you're going to keep having Jimmy and Kyle out. Like this is just becoming like a fucking episode of Real World. Like this is ridiculous. Like you got to stop eating foreign shit.
Out to your point too about like with Duncan, like the issue, so the DHO shit with them works. The issue became when they were just doing DHOs back to back, right. And there was nothing else happening on the floor. So now they incorporated, they've been doing some other motiony stuff with some DHO involved in it. And so like tonight was tonight, but I feel like Duncan should have been playing for a bit. Like there's no real reason to like not. They just need. If you're leaning into your offense, he's one of the pieces of your like this specialized offense that you think you can run. Then why not play him? And so you see this.
And this is why I was getting so angry when Duncan's getting DMPs. You can't score over 100 points, and you're playing Highsmith mad minutes, and you're on like 4 game losing streaks, and you can't score more than 103, 104 points a game. Like what the fuck? Like, and Duncan can't play.
It's like there's no way you're telling me there's no space for Orlando. There's no room from Jovic to get some time, and there's no room from Duncan. You're lying to me. Like you're not gonna sit here and keep lying.
Looking in my face. Looking in my face.
Like we have the film. Look me in my face, dog.
Right.
Orlando. So you're telling me this team can't score? Is 29th in the league in scoring. You have no room for Orlando Robinson. You have no room for Duncan Robinson. You have no room for Jamal Cain. But Haywood Highsmith and Dedmon getting mad minutes.
This is such an impressive, like middling season. Like I've never seen someone be so middle, so mid.
Right.
Like,
it's almost like you planned it.
Like even when you peak,
nobody plans to be mid.
And so it just whole season. We come here and it's back, and it's just even the whole shit.
We have a super chat from Corbs. Thank you, Corbs. Max Juice is killing the offense. He's a shooter that can't hit wide open shots. Last season was a fluke. Trade him now before it's too late.
Well, I don't know who Max. Who Max Struss is.
I don't know who Struss is, but I know we gonna say Max killing the offense.
No,
I mean let's be honest.
I would say this for Max and for Duncan. Those two guys need to be on the floor because they need the space.
Mid-top.
But what is happening with both Max and Duncan they are being because nobody can get to the rim. They are being used to bail out the offense late in the clock. And honestly, no, I'm not giving either of them a pass.
It's not a pass because they got to make some.
They've been shooting like shit. Like you can go 3 for 8, motherfuckers. Right. Like you ain't got to be 1 for 9.
You can't give me 3 for 12.
Exactly.
Like
you got to hit.
Like, come on.
You got to hit, but it can't just be me and Duncan. Like the offense can't just be shooting threes.
And,
which is what the issue was.
Exactly.
But now, I will say, both Duncan and Max, like tonight, were missing a lot of good shots off of and then that was in the first half. In the second half, there were no good shots going around.
No,
at all.
No,
they were at that point. They were pressing that third quarter, man.
It was all pressing.
It gets to their head as it should.
Alf, I got a question for you. What happened to the inside out?
Ain't no inside out. What did I just, Tiff? How many times I tell you to the fucking paint? You know what's funny to me? Whenever Duncan puts a ball on the floor, he can get into the paint with ease. Ain't another motherfucker on the team can do that. Like, what is happening? And Duncan be doing these really weird jump passes that are always sure going to end up with a turnover. But he gets the ball where it needs to go. If Duncan Robinson, slow ass, can do that, why can't everybody else? All right. So here's for the YouTube viewers who prefer Ethan Skolnick.
From one slow white to another.
Hit it!
Hey! How are you guys? For me, nobody prefers me. But anyway,
I think Ethan could get to the paint better than most of the Heat team tonight.
Better than Duncan.
His collar got the rim pressure that we need.
He got his G action happening right now, button down to the navel.
There you
Golden.
Out here looking smooth. Hey, Ethan. How's it going?
Yeah,
it's good. I'm just between locker rooms right now. Spent some time with Goran in the Bulls locker room, and all I'll say is this: that I think if you feel like the Heat team is not the same this year, or he sort of has a bad vibe to it. In my conversation with Goran and some of the conversations he's had with Heat people, kind of give you that feeling also. So I'll just it's just something's off, you know. But here's my big thing about nights like tonight: they're not going to get on a run until Jimmy Butler plays every night. Like that's
yeah.
I mean, and that's not an excuse. That's just a reality. And I said before the year that he'll never play 70 games again.
Exactly.
He's not going to get to 60 at this stage. You know, it's one thing or it's another, and they just can't get any cohesion until he's in there all the time. And you know, on a night like tonight, they just go through these droughts. They start missing threes. And I think, you know, we start to have a conversation about the fact that, you know, Max is struggling over the past 2-3 weeks, and they can't afford that. They don't have enough shooting on this roster now to overcome it, you know, when he's 1 of 7 every night. So when he's the shooting specialist at this stage. So I think, you know, they're going to tread water, but they won't get on a run until Jimmy's playing every night. That's just where I'm at with it.
But I don't understand. So there's no way that going into this season, it was expected that Jimmy was going to play every night. And so what were the backup plans like that? What were the contingencies for Jimmy's time? Because there's no way.
It's a good point. But the thing was, when you basically took his backup small forward, who didn't play tonight, by the way, and that made a big difference, and you put him in the starting lineup, then you know you're down a guy essentially, and that's the thing. And look, a night like tonight, you know, you especially can't win without Jimmy if Caleb's not playing, because he's the one guy on this roster who can replicate a lot of the things Jimmy does for them, and they just don't have that guy without him. I mean, look, you got a 4-for-4 performance from Haywood Highsmith for 3. We may never see that ever again, right? And that was.
I hope not.
Well,
listen.
You better hope they do.
Hold up, you better pray.
41 minutes.
I'll say this
exactly.
At this rate, he's going to be leading them in minutes at this stage. They don't. You make a good point. Okay, I don't think we're prepared for their guys sitting as much as they have, even though everybody knew their guys would sit as much as they have, and and that's the thing. And they don't have their top 4 together. I mean, even Goran asked me the question. He's like, how many games have the 4 of those guys played together? And I'm like, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Even that many?
I'm not sure. Well, the starting lineup has started, I think, 11 games together. So yeah. So if you include Caleb, so yeah, it's 11 or 12. But that's the thing. You can't get any cohesion, any consistency. But I'm not going to cut them a break for it because you knew, because the point is, you knew that Jimmy was going to miss time this season.
Ethan, one of the biggest things that one of my biggest issues is they are in the trading room with Victor Oladipo. Mm-hmm. They know his limitations.
Yeah.
And it feels like a lot of what this season was banking on was Victor Oladipo and Omer Yurtseven.
Yes.
And to me, like, that is malpractice at this point. Like, us as fans, we can look at it and say, yeah, re-sign those guys. Right. We need a guy like Vic. We watched him play in the playoffs. He was awesome defensively. He gave them a lot, but we're not in the training room with him. So for them to bank that, put that much, put their chips on the table for Victor Oladipo feels weird. Like, how do they not think ahead to think, like Siobhan is saying, that is not something to bank on?
No, Siobhan's right. Look, here's the thing. I was in the Bahamas, okay, and for training camp, and all anybody talked to me about, and we had that whole resort to ourselves because remember the hurricane was coming, and so we spent a lot of time with Heat officials. All anybody was talking to me about was how good Vic looked. Like that's what I heard, and that's what I heard the whole offseason. And when I talked about the team running it back, the calls that I would get, the text that I would get from inside the organization was, "We're not running it back. We've got a healthy Victor Oladipo now." But the thing is, they maybe did at that moment. But is there ever going to be a healthy Victor Oladipo again? Like in terms of what he was, because his body is going to start breaking down in other ways. He's put so much strain on his body, to his credit, to get back to where he is. But then other things break, right? It's not even the same leg as last time. It's the other leg that kept him out all this time. And that killed their rhythm because what they were really sort of counting on was him getting in a rhythm with Hero, with Bam, with Jimmy, okay, and giving them an additional ball handler they could sub in, sub out. And honestly, they were kind of counting on him to carry them in a lot of the non-Jimmy games, because he can do some things about attacking the rim and maybe getting to the line a little bit. But again, he missed so much time because of the latest setbacks. So now you're going uphill again, and that's where they're at with it. And he doesn't look cohesive with the rest of the group. Like, I love the defense. Right. I love the effort. But when he takes one of those pull-ups, I'm like, no, But
that's the thing. He should be taking pull-ups.
But again, it's in the nature of the offense. It's kind of like, and I'm watching one point today where Dedmon's trying to run a wheel play, basically, and he's trying 5 dribble handoffs that don't work, and then they're 17 seconds into the shot clock.
I had that clipped.
And they scored on that one. I was pissed.
No,
it was an accident.
You don't deserve to score on that fucking play.
Wait, hold on. I need to bow down to someone. Nikias just walked by. Hold on.
Oh.
Look at this.
Hey, Nikias. Say hello to Alf.
Hey.
Hello.
Hangover Time.
Nikias.
Hello. I might as well leave now. You don't need me anymore.
Can you ask Nikias, have they ever won with him in the building?
No, it's not my fault. It's his. Nikias is strong enough to override the Brady thing at this point, where they always lose with him here. But listen, I got to go to the locker room. Alf, take it over. Maybe we'll drag your ass on one of our shows next week.
Well, maybe one day. Maybe after New Year's. Like, don't bother me.
I know. 3 full weeks of drinking. Have a good one.
Yeah.
See. I don't know, and I'm really not trying to be homerish. I'm really not trying to make fetch work. No, like we talk about like the offense. What is the offense right now? It looks like they're trying to lean back into like threes or whatever the fuck. Like while I agree that Vic's body is not, might not be 100% or whatever. He might not get back to indie Vic. Cool, fine, or whatever. But you don't do him any favors. And then he's not doing himself any favors, admittedly, with all this snatchback shit. But you also don't do him any favors without like having some shit intended for him to turn a corner and just kind of go. He gotta help them with that, and they gotta help him.
He should have his own.
He should have a package.
When he goes into the game, he should have a package of what he runs.
Right.
Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are blaming Vic. I think it's exactly what Alf said. It's the fact that they were relying so heavily on him.
That
like
gamble,
what Ethan just said infuriated me.
So
yeah, no, agreed. Oh, we're not the same team because we got Vic.
Yeah, that shit drove me
gambling
crazy.
on Victor Oladipo in 2022. Like, what are we
doing?
I
mean, like, let's be honest. We're like, okay, yeah, we'll like sign him because it ain't our money. I'm trying to figure out what the other options were.
Listen, as fans, I got it. As a fan, I was excited. I saw him in last year's playoffs, but I just don't understand how you're in the training room with him. And I'm not even blaming them for signing him. My thing is like, why did you gamble on that being a piece that was going to be impactful for you?
That shouldn't have been the.
So the other part, if we let's look at it from the other side. Technically, the role that he's playing right now shouldn't be the role that he's playing, and it might look
the backup point guard.
Well, even if he is the backup point guard, it still looks different if you got Jimmy, if you got Kyle, and you're mixing and you're matching.
Or
that's one of the
Gabe. If he's out there with
and
Gabe,
if you got Gabe, so that's one of the problems. You don't have all the people to put around him, so he can do what he does.
And we don't talk about it enough. And I think it's because I think collectively, I don't know that enough people thought that they saw enough to believe that he would be impactful coming into this season, but they clearly put a lot into whatever size Yurt's basket is as well. And so if you if your idea is right, that you're pairing Vic with just a big ass target that he can maybe get around the corner and just put some catch it, finish it high on some Vucevic type shit.
Just for then some easy lobs, yeah. That's a good point.
Yurt is a walking double. And so I don't think that, so they clearly didn't account for Jimmy missing a bunch of time. And I really still in my heart don't think that they accounted, that they didn't expect PJ leaving, I guess, in the fashion or at the time that he did or whatever. And so it seems like they were caught off guard a little bit. And it's like, okay, so, they got us a little bit in the first half. That's cool, whatever. We got these two pieces coming off the bench that's going to make up for some shit. And they just kind of haven't. We haven't seen Yurt all season. And so this is kind of what you left with. And Ethan's point about Caleb being in the starters now, that was Jimmy's relief. But that's what we talk about. That's what we've been talking about. Too. Like, it's not just Tyler in the starting. It's Tyler and Vic in the hole that both of them, Tyler and Caleb, right? The hole that left on the bench.
And honestly, we're crying over spilled milk here, in my opinion, right? But we want to talk about the offseason, what happened. I'm at the point now, everything is what it is. The offseason happened.
Yep.
What are we doing?
What are we doing now?
And what we've decided is Dwayne Dedmon on one foot is going to play a shit ton of minutes.
Haywood how hard it is to play with plantar fasciitis.
That's what I'm saying. This motherfucker
was higher the draft pick, the lower.
He already won't athletic. Exactly.
Right.
Man, we was talking about this man having gout before he had plantar gout and plantar fasciitis. That's the top and the bottom of the goddamn foot. You know what I'm saying?
Have to chop that thing off.
Plantar fasciitis at the bottom. His whole foot is gone. All right.
It's just all inflammation. Just a
just a pocket of pus. Just a pocket of pus.
Y'all remember the kid with a club foot? This motherfucker out here playing with a club
with
foot.
The one big shoe?
Yes.
Oh, take me out.
This motherfucker got orthopedic shoes out there. We put him in the game, okay? And then you bang on him and you bang on Haywood Highsmith and you say you're going to lean offense, right? This is the stuff that blows my mind, right? If you're going to lose with Jovic, right? See what the kid got. Lose with Duncan Robinson. You need to bring up his trade fucking value. Right now, Duncan making it past the trade deadline. Sorry to say.
They all making it past the trade. What are you talking about? This is the team.
You out here featuring motherfuckers that nobody wants. Like
this the team.
Did they think Haywood Highsmith was going to get them a return? Like, what are we doing? Like, what is the plan? That's the part that drives me crazy. We're leading
this is
offense,
the team.
and we play two motherfuckers that have no role on offense. And then you're like, Vic, why can't you do something? Vic, Indiana, you were an all-star. Vic, I'm giving you fucking Haywood Highsmith and Duncan and Dedmon. Do something. Fucking hell, man.
Poking them with the stick.
Listen, and I They're at 500. Honestly, the season is not as bad as a lot of people. Like, I don't want to be the Debbie Downer, but this offense is fucking horrible. Like, I don't care. They can get 5 games over 500 by beating bad teams. They are one of the worst fucking offenses, not in the NBA, that I've ever fucking seen.
Just
it
ever.
Is a bad
ever.
Offense.
Yo, the offense is like watching people in public with badass kids.
Can't do nothing about it.
Ain't nothing you can do. The
motherfuckers
is running everywhere. They touching everything. They dropping everything. They
in the way.
They in the way. This
move over.
That's what it is.
Joseph.
Didn't I tell you when you get in here? Don't ask for nothing. We got food in the house.
We got hamburger meat. We got hamburger meat at home.
Haywood, stop touching shit.
We got McDonald's in the freezer.
Give that shit back to Duncan. What are you doing?
Why are you touching?
Why are you shooting? Why are you shooting, Haywood?
That's the offense. I don't know what you
get your slow ass on. Go sit your ass back in that fucking car.
We got Dedmon. We got Dedmon trying to drive in the fast lane
with a blow up doll next to him, acting like he got a passenger.
With 2 wheels.
Dedmon like the old man at the checkout line, don't know what the fuck you doing.
Oh man!
Call over the attendant.
Right.
You don't sit your ass in the fucking car and let your nurse handle this shit. God damn.
Talking about, sir, this is all beans.
Goddamn express line with 35 bags.
Right. And 12 cans.
Ain't shit express about you, sir. Move it around.
Talk about, well, these are all the same can of beans, so I count them as one. Enough laughing at the Heat.
Is that how slow we run the offense? Each dude. That's the pace that we run it at, right?
That's the pace.
You know Dedmon failed the fuck out. You remember the pacer test back in school?
Oh, he ain't make it. He stopped halfway through.
Put his hands on his head. Y'all know I got a club foot.
Stand up, son. Ain't no air down there. Stand up.
You can't breathe like that, son. You're folding over.
You know, Dedmon sit out because he had too much salt before the game.
I got 8, coach. Just put me down for 8.
Coach, I ain't gonna be able to do it today.
My foot swollen. I had too much salt.
I was gonna say on the injury report, doubtful sodium.
I had a whole bag of chips.
Ooh, those Lays don't play, coach.
Can't feel my leg. I can't feel my leg below the knee.
I had a small fry today, and that just sent me over, Lord Jesus.
I just got the small fry. I thought it was all right. All right, enough laughing at the Heat.
Is it?
Let's laugh at the rest of the league.
I never get enough.
Get to bed. Oh shit! What they doing over there?
Am I the only one that sings along every single time?
That music.
No, I be humming.
You know,
I know, I be humming.
Brian, you got the video?
Yeah.
Shout out to my Pelicans.
Oh,
Pelicans keep coming.
After that dunk by Zion, he said, "I'm gonna shoot. I'm
gonna shoot this.
Deal with it, motherfuckers."
Looking like El DeBar just late.
And we're not back down to the Celtics.
They got 10 wins. They are still garbage. They are still not a good basketball team. They won't make the playoffs. They won't be in the play-in game. So, I mean, if the way the game unfolded was a team came out complacent, thinking that they were head and shoulders better. Yeah, we are head and shoulders better. The Celtics are head and shoulders better. But at the same time, there are proud professionals on the other side. And I'm not talking about individually, they're not good players individually, but as a team. And we're almost to Christmas, right?
Why you got a scholastic
nice size
poster behind
to
him?
know exactly what you are. That team was 1-11 coming in on the road.
Yes.
But
why he not in the damn frame?
Right, you saw that?
Every every Orlando Magic player posted that shit, which was hilarious.
That is hilarious. We need to save that for receipts.
Yes.
Who the fuck is baby.
Is that Dre?
That's
Was that Dre?
That's the first time I see that. That's just hilarious.
That's Nick Nurse. Oh, this was funny.
Yeah.
Then my man said, "Hey, I'm your number one fan." Oh, fuck.
That motherfucker look like, he say, "Oh, you look like Kathy Bates." Nah.
He look like young Ethan.
All right, so this is the only thing that makes me feel better about the Heat's offense. Watching the Raptors.
Yo, is this fucking Hickory, Indiana? Like they just pass it back and forth.
Oh my, that's
Hoosiers. Is this Hoosiers?
You
5 pass.
That is
5 passes, then shoot.
That's what we look like half the damn time.
2, 3, 4.
This is that 35-second shot.
5,
beater
6.
Right it's like they're passing the ball, going, "Who hasn't touched it yet? You, Mike, here."
Give it to G. Hackman.
Got it.
Son.
What's happening?
Oh, so here's more Raptors offense.
Oh no. What is that?
If you let Montrezl Harrell steal a ball in the air,
what is that?
Montrezl Harrell can't jump over a piece of loose leaf.
And they gonna flex. He was probably high.
Oh, here goes Pat Bev.
Stupid, bro.
Oh, Chris Paul and Carl's Jr.
Look at this shit.
What was that?
Look at Pat Bev.
Oh, come on.
Wait for it.
What is he doing?
The score.
Oh, damn.
Oh my god.
Their score was too short. Yo.
Moose, what's happening? What's these moves?
It's some beads.
Yo. Tickle your face.
You guys use your imagination. Or bracelets. Literally.
Giggity, giggity. Giggity, giggity.
My goodness.
That's that 2010 Dirk.
Now, why would we show AD spraining his ankle midair?
Did y'all see that?
That
What?
shit did separate midair.
AD?
That motherfucker was in the air and sprained his ankle.
He sneezed and pulled his toe. I can't no more. I can't. And I feel bad. But I can't do nothing about it.
He grew too fast. That's the problem.
No, he didn't. You know what he did?
His tendons ain't got no time to fully form.
Hold on, motherfucker. Damn, he ain't ready yet.
Tell us when you're ready to jump.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Mr. Glass.
Mr. Glass. All right, so I think the tweet teased a special guest tonight. I think we got him here. Ethan got him for us from the Chicago Bulls locker room.
I see him. He's right here.
Are we ready to go? Is he
here?
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Do we call it the FTX Arena still? What do we call this now?
I don't know.
The Triple A.
Triple X.
Oh.
Hey.
What's up, buddy? It's me, Goran Dragic, the most adorable point guard in the NBA.
Goran, first of all, I want to say thank you for going easy on the Heat tonight.
No problem, buddy. I was talking to Pat Riley, just trying to find my key under the mat, but he told me that instead of a mat, it's a carpet. But I miss South Beach. I'm playing in Chicago. It's cold. No one told me it was so cold here. But,
what's the culture like in Chicago, Goran?
The culture? Oh, it's every man for himself. Stab one man in the back, but that's your point guard, your teammate. We just don't get along. It's not like Miami where we have fun on the beach.
They got a beach in Chicago. I was just there.
I've never been. I take your word for it.
Goran, do you miss Jimmy Butler?
Oh yeah, but I miss my brother. Jimmy Butler. He's the greatest player I ever played with outside of Dwayne Wade and like a bunch of people in Europe and like my friends and family and like all these other people. But like besides that, Jimmy's the best, and we have so much fun together in the bubble. But then he traded me for a fat ass, and look what he got now.
Hey, so have you talked to anybody in the Heat front office? I mean, we could use a backup point guard right now with Gabe being hurt.
Yeah, I talked to Spo recently. He told me that that he proud of me, that he would love to have me back, but I played too many.
More and more Cuban.
I know I'm kind of losing. But the point is that
you back in Miami for real, Goran?
Well, when you're in the Miami arena, it's hard not to feel the flavor. But point guard, Goran Dragic, adorable. Let's wrap this up.
Gotta get back to Chicago. I hear you.
Yeah, I gotta get on a flight back home. I want to stay, but I can't find that key anywhere.
Goran, do you have any tips for Dedmon, who's dealing with plantar fasciitis? I know you had it at the bubble during the finals. Is there anything that he could do to treat it?
Yeah, that's a real good question. Wasn't ready for that one. What? I wrap up the leg, stay off your feet, maybe retire. Open up a spot for me, the most adorable point guard in the NBA.
Thank you, Goran.
No, I just want Goran to kind of just sit in it right now.
No, I'm the most adorable point guard in there.
All right.